tell us kind of, for the people that would want to know that are watching this, like what's a day in the life for you of a Cowboy player? Like, what are you doing morning till into practice?
The first thing what I do in the morning, I have my devotional time with God. Like I can't go to the facility. I wouldn't be able to function right at the facility if I was to just like wake up and just get ready and just go to the facility. So my first thing I do in the morning, I open my eyes, I pray, and I do my devotion. I read. I got a devotional I read in the morning.
Were you raised in the church?
Yeah, crazy story. Like,
not to interrupt your story,
No.
but your faith is so much a part of who you are. I just kind of want to know when it started. Like, were your parents involved in the church? Or,
Well, really, my brother, and my sister, the youngest three, us the young three, we always went to church. It was a church member. His name, he died now, but he's dead now. But his name is Mr. Bush. Earl Benny Benjamin Bush, man. It's like a grandfather to us.
That's
man.
a great name.
I love that name.
He would come pick us up every Sunday for church. Like every Sunday, he came and picked us up, or the church van would come pick us up.
Yeah.
And we used to go to Sunday school. We used to stay for church. We always had Sunday school in the mornings right before church, which started at 11. And my mom and them would come too. They would always come to the church service, and I was young, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, bro, I could be doing anything. I could be playing football. Like, I could be doing anything right now. And I used to fall asleep in the back of church, and like my mom and my dad used to always wake me up. They wake me up, wake me up. And then it took me till I got older to actually realize, you know what I'm saying? The importance of going to church. And that's honestly how I am. I'm in the spot where I'm in right now, just, growing up, not knowing too much about church, just going to church and just checking out the box. Like, all right, I went to church, you know what I'm saying?
But
now,
so many people, that's their relationship, though. Do you know what I mean? Going to check the box that I went and not having a personal relationship.
Yeah, and like with me, when I was younger, I used to just sit in church, but even now, like, got to a point now when I watch church, I take notes. Like, you got to take notes because you go back and you read it, So I go back and I read my notes all the time. Because like you said, there's no coincidence with anything.
Yeah.
Every week is a message, and the message won't always necessarily be 100% like pertaining to you, but you can always take pieces from it.
Right.
And for me, that's why you take notes. And with me, I'm a big note taker anyway, because with me, when I write stuff down, that's when I memorize it. And that's how I wound up like loving church, just going when I was younger, and then
you're just like hungry to go.
Yeah, and now it's just like, even now, like, obviously we play on Sundays, so a lot of the times, I don't have a church home. Yeah, I don't have a church home out here, but I watch Healing Place. It's Healing Place Church back in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I watch that church every Sunday when I can.
Yeah,
I watch it all the time. Last week we had a noon game, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. But every Sunday, whether we have a Sunday night football game, the game at 3:25, like, I always watch church in the morning. I have to.
That's awesome.
I have to. But back to what Chase
so
was saying.
back to the day in the life of after your devotional.
I might have to come back for episode 2 and just talk about faith.
I know. Well, that's such a big part of all of our lives. So I could talk about it all day long.
That's another thing that we bonded on immediately whenever Ken and I first met, was because that's a big thing for me. It's a big thing for Ken. It's a big thing to.
Nah, definitely. So it's like, I do my morning devotionals, depending on, what time we have meetings and stuff like that. We always, you lift, you go to meetings, you walkthroughs, practice. And for me, like, any chance I get in between, like, I'm going to do something to take care of my body. I know for me, after practice, Chase always texts me, and he always say, like, no, what you got going? Just tapping in with you. And I'm in the cold tub. And I just take care of my body, because obviously in this profession, like, if you don't take care of your body, then you can't expect nobody else to
when
take
it's
care of your
gone,
body.
it's gone.
Because we talk, me and Damone talk maybe every day.
Yeah.
And every time I call him or text him or he calls me or whatever, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm in the cold plunge. And I'm like, I can't even talk when I'm in the cold plunge. And
Yeah.
he's just,
You'd be hyperventilating.
yeah, I'd be freezing.
I
love the
just
cold
do it.
plunge,
Yeah.
but I love how you and Dev, y'all are doing PT so much. They do the cupping and the massage therapy and the acupuncture and all that.
Mo, man.
So I started.
Oh, is that the guy you were telling me about?
Yeah, so I've already told Ken about
Yeah.
Muhammad, and so Damone and Devin were the ones that put me on with Muhammad. Next thing you know, he's setting up in there, treating me like one of them, and I'm like, this is awesome.
And that's even with him, that's a relationship guy. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? He's another guy that he takes every session that he does with you. He's literally not gonna leave until you feel better.
Right.
It don't matter. It don't matter what's wrong. It don't matter what time it is. He's not leaving until you feel better. And with me, I see Mo twice a week. I see Mo on Mondays and Thursdays. I always see Mo on Mondays and Thursdays, and on Tuesdays and Fridays, I go to Built For It right there in Prosper.
I only need him once a week.
Yeah, because you're
Just once a week's good for me.
So it's like, even like you say, just relationships. You just build relationships, and I didn't know about Built For It until Dev told me about it, and then I started going to Built For It. I didn't know about Muhammad. Dev and I didn't know about Muhammad until Michael Parsons told us about it, because we, last year Dev and I were both rookies, and we both, we played the same position. We bonded because I have a daughter and Dev have a son. My daughter is in Louisiana. Dev's son is in Tennessee.
Gotcha.
So it's like we bonded off that. We play the same position, and then our kids are away. So we're like, hey, we got each other.
Yeah.
And
No, that's awesome though. That's
that's
awesome.
how our relationship got.
Yeah.
That's how we built a close bond relationship. And Micah took Devin and I under his wing. We used to go bowling with Micah every Monday. Micah, any chance we get, like, we'll go watch the Thursday night football games at Micah crib, and all the time, like, we went to the Post Malone concert with Micah. Micah just took us like under his wing, and one day Dev and I, we was at Micah's crib, and Mo was there, and that's how Dev and I met Mo, and that's how Dev and I started working with Mo. So as I say, like a big.
It's all about the connection.
Yeah, connections and relationships. That's all it is.
That's, again, the hustle of you, Chase, Mo, like these. That's what always like kind of keeps me going, gives me great faith in your generation. Do you know what I mean? Like
we
it gets a bad rap
time and time again that there's like this generation. There's nobody that wants to work. Nobody they want to be paid the most.
So when you find the exception to that
least.
rule, is what I'm saying is because your generation does get a bad rap, rightfully, deserving sometimes, because there's a lot of people that just don't want to put in the work and don't want to put in the hustle and don't, and so whenever I see that, it gives me great faith, in the future, because it's just amazing.